Billionaire David Watson stood frozen at the door of his sprawling Austin mansion, heart pounding. The house, usually cloaked in heavy silence, erupted with the wild, joyous chaos of children's shouts, infectious laughter, and the earthy scent of wet soil. The pristine yard, once his late wife's masterpiece of emerald lawns and blooming flower beds, had morphed into a rugged battlefield of imagination. In place of manicured grass stood gritty, makeshift obstacles, rickety crossbars crafted from weathered planks, old tires strung into a daring rope course, and a jagged wooden wall pieced together from scraps. It looked chaotic, yet every structure pulsed with purpose, as if designed for a mission only a child's heart could understand. At the yard's center, his 5-year-old twins, Andrew and Luke, darted about in mud-streaked t-shirts, their shaggy hair wild with abandon. Gone were their clumsy, aimless steps. Now their movements were sharp, synchronized. One hoisted the other over a wobbly barrier. The other nudged his brother free when he snagged on a rope. They tumbled into the dirt, hands caked with grime, only to spring up, eyes blazing with a fire David hadn't seen since their world dimmed. This wasn't his doing. The mastermind was Sarah Collins, the new nanny, a woman forged in discipline and resilience. Her steady gaze and soft-spoken commands had replaced the yelling and pleading that once sparked tantrums. She turned every squabble into a thrilling mission, every chore into a high-stakes game. Punishments vanished, swapped for treasures like clay medals painted by tiny hands, quirky titles the boys dreamed up together, or the coveted chance to pick the night's bedtime story. David stood rooted, watching his sons, once stubborn, always bickering, move as a single, unstoppable team. They didn't clamor for his attention or fight over who led. They stood shoulder to shoulder, lifting each other up. When they raced to him, faces smeared with dirt but glowing with pride, and thrust a lopsided clay medal etched with Team Watson into his hands, something cracked open inside him. The true leader in this house wasn't the one with wealth or power, but the one who dared to fall and rise alongside others. From that day, the yard became their command center, the kitchen a war room where toy soldiers marched across tablecloths and battle plans were scribbled with crayons. Evenings overflowed with stories, some spun by the boys' boundless imaginations, some shared by Sarah's quiet wisdom, others drawn from David's memories of when their family was whole. Through those tales, the twins learned to lean on each other, and David found his way back into their world. The house, once suffocated by guilt and stillness, roared back to life. The thunder of small feet echoed through its halls, walls bloomed with crooked drawings of warriors and team flags, and David's face lit up with a smile he'd forgotten he could feel. Life, once stalled in grief, surged forward, loud, messy, and bursting with joy.